Right, so this is a brief blog regarding the rise of the far right in Germany. On Sunday they had their elections and the AfD came second in the poll. It even beat the currently ruling Social Democratic centre-left party, who ended up in third place behind the far right. The centre-right Christian Democratic Union Party won the election. The AfD, the far right party, got 20% of the vote, and mostly, well, nearly all of the seats were in the former East Germany. So what's going wrong? It's because of what, going back to my blog from yesterday, what the people are seeing, what society, what's the changes in society, and what our politicians are ignoring. 10 years ago, we had the rise of the BNP in the UK, and it was because of the public with the mainstream politicians. However, in a bizarre way, in UKIP and then the Brexit and then now the Reform Party sort of diverted the vote from the far right because people didn't want to go to that extreme in Britain. So what's happening is that again the public are seeing, good citizens are seeing that the country is out of control. Good citizens are seeing the police doing nothing. Criminals, foreign criminals, criminality coming into the country, no checks on our borders, even our own youth involved in knife crime, violent crime, no accountability, no punishment, criminal justice system failing, judges out of touch with society, politicians totally total moral hypocrites, especially all the socialist centre left politicians and far left, totally moral hypocrites, not understanding the needs of the public, what really bothers good citizens who work hard and want to earn a decent living and just have a safe society. How they're worried about the safety of their children, not letting them go to the shops, walk around on their own, catch buses, having to escort them everywhere, worried about what's going to happen to them or to themselves because there's no law and order. We have gone far, far, far too liberal, and this is all about the moral hypocrisy of the left. They have forced people to go to the extreme far right. God's law, the Abrahamic faiths, the Ten Commandments, an eye for an eye, the concept of punishment, not just rehabilitation. Oh, we got to look after the criminals, make them better. What about accountability? What about punishment as a concept? You did wrong, you did really, really bad stuff, you are going to go to prison for a long time. Doesn't seem to exist. You're carrying a knife, and you've got people on the news complaining about being on tags, feeling embarrassed that they're on a tag because they were in prison for knife crime, and now they're being released early when they shouldn't be on the streets, and they're moaning about having a tag. They should be in bloody prison. This is what the state of affairs is in this country, that they're moaning about being on a tag. So when the public see, good people see that their neighbourhoods and their society, everything around them is becoming shit, totally shit. They look for extreme measures. Who's going to change things? You see across the Atlantic, um, why is Trump popular? Because firstly, he keeps his promises, he does what he said he's going to do, such as rounding up foreign criminals. And secondly, he's tough on law and order, he's tough on wastage, he's tough on bureaucratic hypocrisy. He's holding a moral high ground, though his own character may be far from perfect. Well, it is far from perfect. He doesn't let that impact on what he needs to do for society and for his country. He knows that these current circumstances require those exceptional measures to bring the balance back to the centre, and he's doing it. What our politicians in Western Europe, the hypocrites, are not doing is recognising this. They are constantly pandering to liberalism, not taking control of society's criminals in society, the law and order situation. They are allowing um, this evil to fester within our societies, not fulfilling their responsibilities, and that's a feeding ground for the far right. People in this country are poor, struggling, yet we're housing foreign migrants who have come here illegally in hotels. They know they're going to come here and live in a bloody. I'd love to go away and live in a hotel for a bit, have a break. Costs money. We're doing it for free for this lot. They come over, they check all their passports and everything away, but they still have the nice mobile phone. Better mobile phone than mine, my broken, cracked one, a Galaxy Note 8, about 15 years old. And I work hard for a living. So, in a nutshell, when these moral, hypocritical, left socialist, champagne socialist politicians like Keir Starmer, when all these cunts, right, keep preaching and pandering to liberalism and not taking control and doing what the public really want and making them feel safe and giving them the benefits that they've worked hard for and continues taking freebies and living a life of luxury themselves. That's why I call them champagne socialists, and giving our money away to foreign corrupt regimes and supporting extreme fascist governments like Ukraine who have, like I told you before, Nazis in their military like the Azov Brigade. And then at the same time they're preaching to the far right in Europe, AFD, that they should not be given any, and they're preaching that they should not be given any power, etc. But they support regimes like the Ukrainian one. This is hypocrisy that people are seeing. This is what Trump's calling out. And all this is spiraling out of control. And people are now seeing that, people are now saying that we've had enough. Who are you to preach us when you're doing all these things yourself? When you are creating that environment where we don't feel safe? You are giving our money away. You're spending billions supporting corrupt regimes like in Ukraine. What are you doing for us? You have fucked up totally. And we've had enough. And we're seeing that in Western Europe now. So when the German Chancellor-elect said in his speech yesterday that this is a warning shot for us, that the far right has got so much of the popular vote, that warning shot needs to be heeded. But it's not going to be, because they can't change these centre-left politicians, or the centre politicians, even the centre-right, they can't change. They're preachers and hypocrites, and they're just doing it for themselves. They cannot give the public what they want, and they are the cause for the rise of the far right. They disgust me, and we should respectfully petition them, send our MPs emails, and tell them that they are letting us down. Not harass them, but tell them they are letting us down, and to get a grip of their own moral compass and put it very skewed like this or like this. Get it back here like this, yeah. Because at the moment we're seeing when you defy God's law and you know, ethical standards, you throw them away. You look up and say, "My God, how did we end up here?" So don't defy God's law. Follow the moral path and do the right things. That's what our politicians need to see. Stop getting freebies from Lord Nazir and living in penthouses like Angela Rayner and Keir Starmer just because his lad had some exams. What a load of bollocks. They insult our intelligence. Like I said before, you got Rachel from accounts pretending to be an economist when she was in the complaints department. Angela Rayner, fucking care worker, union rep, deputy prime minister, with a boyfriend in New York in a penthouse, partying paid for by this Lord Nazir, selling a council house, pretending not to live there as a second property. All that bollocks that we heard about. It just goes on and on and on. Keir Starmer, liar, lawyer by profession. He's the man that defended violent criminals, sex offenders from being deported. These are the people we elected in. Shame on us. Well, I didn't vote for them.